1-to-1 what to what?
1-to-1.
One?
One heterozygous.
No. That's genotypic. And this one asks you phenotype.
One normal winged
Fruit fly?
to one scrumpled winged.
On a line that is this long. Good luck with writing that. And remember that the crumple winged you can write vestigial. Josh, are you sewing?
What? Vestigial.
Am I sewing?
I don't know. Somebody said
yes,
sew.
I am sewing. For B, would it be the same? Is B the same answer as A?
Yes.
Okay, and for C, it's normal winged, right?
They're not all normal winged. Half of them are normal winged and half of them are vestigial winged.
Oh, right.
Okay. Guys, focus. Okay.
Ma'am, did you say the answer for A?
I did. So the parents are one heterozygous normal winged fruit fly, and the other must be a homozygous vestigial winged fruit fly.
So the parental in this case and the F1 is the same.
Yes, but that's just coincidental.
Okay.
Okay. What must the genotypes of the parents be to produce offspring with vestigial wings?
That's a peacock.
Okay, right, focus. Okay. Here, go. Right, guys, I'm going to throw you out and go home.
I said homozygous. Yes. I wrote T small n. Scrambled n.
Okay, I'm fine with that. You can say it, but I just need you to say it. Because if you say something is homozygous, it could be homozygous normal winged or it could be homozygous vestigial winged. So I need you to say when you say homozygous that it's homozygous vestigial winged.
Yes, homozygous
Okay.
vestigial.
So that's like, what must the two parents be if all their children... Somebody close the back door so we just don't get it because you know your kids are going to get hysterical. It's not a he, it's a she. Just close this door, love. It's in the foyer.
She wanted it to come here.
Taylor, do you want to pass matric? Do you want to get through the syllabus? Yeah, well, let's do this thing. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go to question 6. Albinism, which is a lack of the skin pigment melanin in humans, is caused by a recessive... Yes, love?
Ma'am, we were talking about albinos at the very front now. And someone said that white albinos have like purple eyes or like red. Their eyes look...
Yeah. So they don't have the iris of the eye. And it's not... When you talk about... You say white albinos?
Yeah.
Do you mean two parents were white? But even black people who have a child that is an albino, quite often those eyes are reddish. So there's a lack of color in the iris of the eye.
So it's not just skin, like it's...
No, and it's hugely problematic because quite often they have eye problems as well, because you know that if a person's got blue eyes, that more light enters the back of the eye, to the back of the eye through the iris, and that a person with blue eyes, the eyes are more sensitive and likely to get more damaged on the retina than a person with brown eyes. Just like a person with brown skin is less likely to get skin cancer than a person with white skin. So then, 1 degree further than a person with blue eyes is a person who doesn't have much pigment at all in the iris. And they very often have lots of problems with their eyes. A person who's albino.
Ma'am, let's say I stare at the sun like this, like with my eyes.
Oh, good luck with that.
Will my eyes be done?
And when are you going to the blind school, did you say? Well, go to the blind school. Bye. Can I pack your bags? Ask Taylor about messing with me with that kind of thing.
No, but how? Because your eyes are closed. She
Yeah.
said,
You're not looking at
Because
no,
even
it's, look, like, let's say that projectors the sun. Look at my eyes.
we can't really see, are they closed? Closed.
They're closed. Like, let's say,
It's still not a good thing because the eyelids are just a thin layer of skin.
It's just really red.
What?
That's why you have those other weird.
Oh my goodness, that's so much.
Okay, right. Because we plan to finish this year, let's go. Okay. So albinism is caused by a recessive gene, where normal skin color is capital A. So now they've given you the letters. A couple with normal skin have 4 children, 3 with normal skin and 1 albino. State the genotype of the parents. Okay, Kerry.
Big A, small a, and.
Okay, if they say state the genotype, then
do I
you
have
need to
say
say
heterozygous?
they're both heterozygous, normal skinned individual. Good. Yeah, because it tells you that they've both got normal skin.
I know, but they're all confused because one. Okay.
Okay. One of the heterozygous children marries a normal homozygous children. How many of normal homozygous person? How many of their children could be albinos? Okay. In theory, none. But in reality, there could be a mutation. There might be one. But I'm not going there. None.
Wait, isn't it one? When a third party comes in, let's say you're dating Matthew, then I come in, and then yeah, I'll be.
Okay. So, guys. Okay, so doing it quickly here, small, because we don't have much room left. Okay. So capital A and lowercase a. So it tells you one of the heterozygous. So that's big A, little a, marries a normal homozygous. How are you going to get any children and albino out of that, guys? No, you're not.
Unless.
Never mind, I understand.
Don't any of you young ladies marry Bonga? He seems to think it's okay too. No, it's not that. That's heterozygous crossed with a homozygous recessive. This is homozygous dominant heterozygous.
But we fought with capital A, small a, capital A, small a.
Yes.
So then that's why there's more of a chance to have albinos.
Yes. Okay. Right. Now listen carefully to this. The albino child, so that's going back to the generation before this. It's going back to the F1 generation. Okay, you happy with that? Marries a person with normal skin who is, now listen very carefully to this word, who is not a carrier. And not a carrier means they're not heterozygous. So a carrier is an individual that is heterozygous, doesn't show the actual condition, whatever the condition is. It's a word that's very often used for genetic disorders and not generally used for things like white flowering pea plants and red flowering. It's generally something that is used in terms of genetic disorders. And it's a word you've got to know.
Ma'am, did you say they're not heterozygous?
So they are heterozygous. They don't, phenotypically, they don't show the condition.
Phenotypically, physically.
Okay, but genotypically, they have an allele for the condition.
Oh, okay.
and they have the ability to pass that on to their offspring.
Because they received it from the.
Doesn't matter where they got it
Oh,
from.
okay.
So then, if they're not a carrier, then it's homozygous.
Dominant. Okay.
Wait,
Mom,
no?
didn't you just say to Jade that if they are...
No. I was defining the term carrier for Jade.
He's defined it
But-
again.
Yeah, because I'm about to write something wrong.
Okay.
I think I did.
Right. So a carrier. I'm not talking about this problem. I'm talking about a carrier. A carrier is an organism who does not phenotypically show the condition, but has the allele for the condition and may pass that allele on to the offspring.
I forget. Done.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
All right. But in this particular problem, they say the albino child marries a person with normal skin who is not a carrier. What predictions can be made about their children? Kaylin.
None of the children will be albino.
I beg your pardon?
None of the children will be
Absolutely. None of the children will be albino.
Wait, now can I just say normal children? Or normal skin children?
Mm.
Cool.
Okay.
Man, it's with the monster.
I know, and there's a space this big. I'm really confused about these things.
Maybe you should.
Oh, we can see.
Hold on, that says the albino. Yes, all of the children would be carriers. Yeah, so you can say that. You can go, all of the children would be heterozygous, normal skin, or you could say all of the children would be carriers. Okay.
Ma'am, if you have an albino child, does that mean you're going to keep having albino children?
That's a possibility, especially if you've got if they've all got the same father, because that means that it would be like this. Because otherwise, how are you going to get an albino child? Because it's homozygous. I mean, it's recessive. So that would be the albino child. It would mean statistically, 1 in 4 of your children would be albino. So that means that the mother is heterozygous and the father must be heterozygous. Okay.
Did you say all the children were heterozygous normal skin?
Yes.
But then do they have the genes to create albino children?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Just depends who they have children with.
So normal skin then they won't, but then if they have another one, capital A, small a, then...
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Right. In pea plants, green pods are dominant over yellow pods. Or the allele for green pods is dominant over the allele for yellow. A heterozygous plant is self-pollinated. Joshua, what symbol?
G, or big G, and little G.
Or self-pollinated?
Number 7, right?
What's the symbol?
Man, you catch me.
It says you see it.
Oh, the symbol. So what you need to do, man, is you need to draw a diagonal line, and then another diagonal line that are equally length, and then it's ideal to put a circle over them.
It's ideal.
Michelle, thank you.
Anytime.
What did Michelle say?
I drew it on this piece of paper for the...
Because he's an honor. He just dozed off to sleep briefly then. Okay, right, we're going. Okay. So in pea plants, green dominant over yellow. So obviously the symbol's capital G represents the allele for green pods in pea plants. And small g represents the allele for yellow podded pea plants. A heterozygous plant is self-pollinated and yields 1,200 seeds. They are planted to produce the F1. So do you get that the seeds grow into the F1?
Yes.
Okay. Use the letters big G, little g. What is the genotype of the parents? Okay, going. Aklahan. Because your friend went, ask her, ask her. Nat V, go.
Sorry, man. I was focusing on the page. Sorry.
No, answer the question, love.
Which question?
Geo.
7A.
What are the genotypes of
Isn't it 2 heterozygous?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wait.
Well, it's only one, in fact, it's only one plant
Yeah. So
because it's
so
self-pollinated.
the question.
So it is big G, little g. It is a heterozygous plant that is self-pollinated. Okay. How many of the F1? Okay. Right. Everybody, do not look at your paper. If you look at your paper, death will follow.
Wait, what's the previous
So-
sentence?
Yeah. Nat, is it a heterozygous green podded plant?
Yes. Okay. Right. Everybody, look at me. Okay. How many of the F1 would be expected to have green pods?
75%.
How many of the F1 would be expected to have green pods?
Oh no, I get it.
75%.
3/4 of 1,000.
Oh,
900.
I mean,
900.
I love you.
No,
I've been saying 900
75%.
It's 900.
200.
Yes.
Wait, what's the
Okay. You happy that it's 900?
Wait, what's the calculation? 25% times 1,200.
How some cretin got 6,000 of the 1,200 had green pods?
75% times 1,200.
Right, guys, let's go.
Dude, that's the same.
75% same as still 4.
Which is the same as 900.
Jade, it's one of your ratios that you need to learn. As soon as you've got two heterozygous organisms cross-pollinating, self-pollinating, then there's got to be the 3-to-1 phenotypic, 1-to-2-to-1 genotypic. Okay, guys, settle down. Yes,
Capital G, small g.
Yeah.
yes, because they gave you the symbols.
And it's only one. There's no time sign or anything else.
No, remember, Joshua,
Yes, ma'am.
explain to her.
He's lost now.
Hey, ma'am, I get it. I know what it is. The time.
Third time in one day that you missed exactly the same question, Joshua.
What was the question?
Oh
Oh my god.
It's the time.
Okay, right. Let's make the last 12 minutes count. Okay,
5 or 6?
No,
you
God,
talk
that's
too
six.
much. We're doing 12. Okay. Okay. How many of the plants with green pods? So remember, Charlize has just explained to you that there are 900 of those 1,200 have got green pods. Okay? So how many of the plants with green pods are expected to be homozygous in respect of pod color?
300.
Okay. No.
You take 25% times 1,200.
I'm sorry,
You went into 75%.
So it's 300.
Now you have to use the other
Yeah.
25%.
300. Yes. 300.
All right. Guys, just settle down for long enough. I just want to quickly finish this, so let me do it quickly. Okay. So guys, remember, in the previous thing, it said to you 900 plants had green pods. Okay. Now the question says, of those, how many of them would be homozygous? And remember, This thing is going to give you the ratio of big G, big G, big G, little g, big G, little g, little g, little g. So there's the 900 that had green pods. Now the question says, of those 900, how many of them are homozygous for pod color? And it's only 1/3 of the 900. And even I can work out that 1/3 of 900 is 300.
1/3.
You mean 1/4?
No, 1/3, because it said of the green podded ones.
Oh yes.
But I did not.
I got it right.
But the
No, he did the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Right, focus. Okay. So listen carefully to me. You must go and learn that work for the test. This is a critical test. You cannot afford to blups it. Blups. In addition, I want you to do problem 8. And of F, I want you to do problem 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Okay, right, be happy.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Someone told me that our laws
Don't.
give us like
Okay, but that's not on this.
because of the problem.
Yes, it is.
Can't hear?
Someone told me that our laws can give us acne because of the carbon dioxide.
It probably can.
My age one can't get acne, so I'm sure I'm fine. Thanks. I appreciate you being concerned about me.
Don't like these moms.
I think you've yet to find somebody who does like them, let's be honest.